Hello. I am the Linux Mench. Recently, I was talking to somebody who said back in the spring he tried Arch Linux. He installed it with Arch Install, the automated Arch Linux installer, and he didn't like it because it was too much like macOS. So I asked him, what desktop environment were you using? And he didn't know. I asked him if he was using Gnome, and he didn't know. So today, I'm going to take a look at it. So let's get to it. Right now, I'm in my main production computer. I'm running Arch Linux with the DWM window manager. And today, I'm not going to do my video on a real computer. I'm going to do it in a virtual machine, which I prepared specifically for this video. So right now, I'm in Arch Linux with the Gnome desktop environment. And of course, if you're coming from Windows and you installed Arch Linux or any other Linux with the Gnome desktop environment, it's going to look like this. Everything's at the top. There's no desktop apps. When you click on this, your apps are in the dock, kind of like macOS, right? And if you want to see more apps, you're going to click on this icon. And then it brings up a whole list of apps. You have all kinds of apps here. And then you can click on this arrow, and it brings up another page of apps. And click it on again, and another page of apps. Okay, so now we can go back. There's 3 pages of apps. So you know what? I never owned macOS, but I think it's similar to using an iPad, and I have an iPad. So here you can see it's kind of like that, eh? And of course, if we go back to our desktop, so you click that on, and you can put more icons on the dock, and then you have this thing to bring up more pages, right? Or more apps, right? Now, also, one thing before I leave Gnome, you can also program Gnome so you can have your apps up here, but you have to put it in. And it's not hard to put it in, right? So I have apps up here. You have favorites. Now, whatever is in the dock here, whatever you've pinned to the dock, and you can take some of these out and pin some other ones in. But whatever is pinned in the dock, let's just go back there, is going to be right here. It's going to be in your favorites. Whatever is pinned in the dock is going to show up there. Then you have accessories, graphics, internet. So you see I have Firefox and Helium browser. Office, I have only Office. Programming, sound and video, system tools, utilities, and so forth. So it's not as bad as you might think. And what I'm going to do is, let's go here and let's just, I don't have HTOP. You know what? Let's just open up Xterm and let's just do an HTOP. So Gnome runs a bit high. Not as high as Windows 10 or 11, but actually 800 megabytes of RAM, 883 megabytes of RAM. So this virtual machine has 4 processors, 4 gigs of RAM and no swap, and running at 884 megabytes of RAM. Actually, it's not bad, eh? So I'm going to close that. And of course, I just want to show you this. One thing that's really nice about the Gnome is that it has easy to use dark theme. And when you switch on the dark theme, the wallpaper changes as well. Well, they have dual wallpapers. They have wallpapers that are going to look one way when you're using dark theme and a different way when you're using light theme. And you can right click it. I'm just going to go to settings, and these are your wallpapers. So they have a light theme, and this is the one we're using right now, a light theme and a dark theme. And you can put your own wallpaper in. Now, if you put your own wallpaper in, it's probably going to be static, which means the wallpaper will look the same regardless of whether you're in a dark theme or a light theme. And let's go down. And one thing that's nice about Gnome, it has easy to use remote desktop. Really easy to set up and use, and remote desktop works. So now I'm going to close this, and I'm just going to turn on the light theme again. Let's see, we go into files. There's our file manager in light theme, and there's our file manager in dark theme, okay? And I like their global dark theme. It's just really easy to use. If this is not your jam, we're going to open up a different desktop. So I'm going to log out. Let's log out. Let's log right out of there. And now we are in the display manager. Really, it's a login manager, but they should call it what it is. It's a login manager. But in the Linux world, they're called display managers. And I have 3 installed. I have Lightdm, Sddm, and Gdm. Right now we're in Lightdm, and of course it's not pretty. It's dark. There's no picture there. It's really plain looking. But I like it. It's simple and it's light. And I'm going to show you those too. I wasn't going to show you those in this video, but I'm going to. But before I go there, so let's click on this hamburger menu here. And next, I'm going to click on the Cinnamon desktop. And I'm going to type my password in. Now, the Cinnamon desktop is probably really one that you might want to use if you're coming from Windows. So right away, you can see we have the date, we have our volume settings, we have our wired connection, we have the temperature, which you have to install separately, but it's easy to install. 9 degrees Celsius. You can see I'm in North York, Canada, which is a suburb of Toronto. You can go up. We got temperature by the hour and so forth. Even tells you sunrise and sunset. And you can have your apps pinned to the bottom or on the desktop. So here I have my terminal. Let's open it up. Let's type in an HTOP and see how much RAM we're using. So now we're only using 736 megabytes of RAM. In the Gnome desktop, we were using, oh, look at this. So now we're only using 700 megabytes of RAM. So about 150 megabytes less than the Gnome desktop environment. And here you have your start menu. You have all your categories. Here you have internet, we have Firefox, and the Helium browser. You have Office. I have only Office installed. Let's just click it on. And we can open up our spreadsheet program, so this is our spreadsheet program. It looks like Excel. And the files are compatible. It's saved in the Excel format. So if you're using Microsoft at work, you can use the files back and forth, right? And we can close this and we can open document. So here's our Word document. Now these apps that I'm opening, they're all installed in this particular Arch Linux system. So it doesn't matter which desktop environment you're in, whether you're in the Gnome desktop environment, or you're in Cinnamon desktop environment, or one of the other environments I'm about to show you. All these apps are available in all these different environments because they're all installed in this system. So in this Arch Linux system, I have various desktop environments installed, and whatever apps are installed, they're available in every desktop environment that I've installed in here. Okay. Hope that makes sense. So let's close that. So like I said, we have Office, we have sound and video. I have MPV player for videos. I have a music app. I have Rhythmbox for music. Let's open up that. Play music in here. If you purchase music from iTunes, you can play them in here. So now you can add, see this empty bar here? You can add apps to this bar. You can add apps to the desktop or to the bottom bar. So for instance, let's say I want to add only Office. I want to save it here. Okay, so I'm going to right click it. I'm going to add to favorites. Now I'm going to go up and see only Office is there now. And now what I'm going to do is right click on the desktop. I'm going to click on customize desktop settings. And here where it says no desktop items, I'm going to change that to show desktop items on, we can change it to primary monitor only, or you could change it to all monitors. Let's just change it to all monitors. I only have one monitor in this virtual machine. So you can see now I have only Office. I already did this off camera. You can see I have only Office here. Click it on. And there we are. We're in only Office. Now you could do this. Right click it. Go into customize. Click on this. Click on desktop settings. And you could click on, I want my computer to be on the desktop, my home button and my trash button and mounted drives. And let's put network there too. And let's close this now. There we go. And here's our file manager, Nemo. Okay, you can make that a little larger if you want. And what else do we have? And of course I have this on dark theme. Now they don't have, well, let's say I want to change the theme. You can go here into settings. And this is the settings manager. And it's pretty straightforward. You know, you have your power manager, your printers, your color, all kinds of stuff in here. And we have themes right here. And of course, you can change your wallpaper. Now for here, I only have 3 wallpapers installed. Could change that to there. And there we go. Everything's dark. Okay. And I showed you our file manager, right? And like I said, all the apps that are installed here, you can use all these apps regardless of what desktop environment you're running. So now if you want, so this is very much like a Windows XP, maybe a Windows 7. And if you want something a little more modern looking, you could do this. Let's log out. Let's go to the hamburger menu. Let's go into Plasma. Put my password in. And now we're in Plasma, KDE Plasma. Okay, now this is nice. It's more modern looking. And again, this is fantastic for someone to use that's coming from Windows. So of course you have your clock here and your time. You have your internet connection. You have your volume controls. And look at this. I like this one. Look at this. I love this, eh? I really like that. Okay, so you could change the brightness of your screen, your monitor. Isn't that fantastic? I like that. And in here as well, you can pin apps to the desktop or to the bottom bar. So there's our only office. Let's click it. Okay, so we can open up our spreadsheets. So we have our spreadsheet open and close that. Oh, I had 2 books open. I don't know why. Let's open up our documents, our Word document program. There it is. You can open up Xterm and let's make it full screen. Let's do an HTOP now. And now we're running at a gig. So actually so far, this is the highest running one. Still running a lot less than Windows 10 or Windows 11, but it's running higher than the Cinnamon, which was at 700, the low 700s. And it's running higher than Gnome. Gnome was at the high 800s. Now this is running at a gig, but it's very modern looking. It's very nice. I mean, you can change the wallpapers. It has a lot of beautiful wallpapers that it comes with. And these ones that have the moon or the sun, whatever that is, in the top right corner, that means these wallpapers are going to change color depending on whether you're on dark theme or light theme. And here, this is your, oh yeah, and so here you'll also have your bar. So here we have, like for instance, Internet. We have Firefox in the Helium browser, and Ramina, which is an app for you that you use for remoting into another computer, desktop remote. Here's our Office program, only Office, document viewer for PDFs, and also you can view a PDF in only Office as well. And then we have a separate document viewer here, graphics, multimedia. I have all kinds of stuff here. Celluloid is for watching videos, MPV players for watching videos. I have another video player down here. Rhythm boxes for music. And there's another music player up here. Here's our system files. We have Bluetooth, disk analyzer, HTOP, we have utilities, calculator, all kinds of disk utilities. We can have apps in our menu here. You can put apps on the bottom bar, or you can put apps on your desktop. And now here we have settings. So if you click on this icon, it's going to bring our settings. And you have all kinds of categories here for your mouse, keyboard, touchscreen, display and monitor, okay, Bluetooth, printers. I don't have any printers hooked up. Wi-Fi, wallpaper, colors and themes. And we can switch to a dark theme, apply it. And now we're on a dark theme. Okay, see that? Let's open up Nemo. You can do a search in there. And there's Nemo, okay? And you can go back to here, back to, and I'm just going to change it. I'm going to go back to colors and themes. And see this icon here? I'm going to toggle it on, and I'm going to click this on, and I'm going to click on this apply button down here, and there it is. So what it's going to do is it's going to switch between light theme and dark theme depending on whether it's night or day. So you can click on this to configure it. So right here, automatically detect location. It's telling me sunrise is at 7:46 a.m. and sunset is at 6:16 p.m. and it works. I tested it out, and in the morning, it switches it to light theme, and at night it switches it automatically to dark theme. Not bad, eh? Okay, and if it's not automatically detecting your location, you can click on manual, and you can put in your latitude and longitude, and if you don't know what they are, you can just click on this link here, and it's going to open up your web browser, and it's going to take you to a page that gives you your latitude and longitude. You're not going to have to type in your location or your city where you live. It's automatically going to read your IP address and give you your location. And then you can manually put them in here and here. It's really easy to use. And also Kde Plasma as well as Gnome. And I don't think I showed you this in Gnome because I didn't want this video to be too much on Gnome. Right here we have remote desktop. So what you're going to do is enable this, toggle this on. You're going to put your IP address in here, and I'm going to erase that so you can't see it on the video. You're going to put your IP address in here. You're going to click on Mench, and you're going to click on Auto Start on Login. Probably going to kick that up a bit, okay? And then you're going to apply it. And when you apply it, it might ask you to restart the server, so let's just restart the server. And also, you're going to have to either shut off your, let's just shut that now. I don't need that on. So you're going to have to shut off. So you're either going to have to turn off your firewall, or you can leave your firewall on, but you're going to have to open up port 3389. And the remote desktop works, and I know it does because I tested it out. So this is Kde Plasma. I suggest if you're coming from Windows 10 or 11, use this. It's modern looking, it's beautiful, it's sleek, it's easy to use, it's user friendly, and it's a lot like Windows 10 or maybe Windows 11. Well, Windows 11 has its stuff in the middle here, but who cares, right? But it's beautiful, it's easy to use, it's user friendly, and it's not anything like macOS. So now if you click this on, you can click this on, well, you can click this on to restart, you can click this on to shut down, or you can click on the session and log out. So let's log out. I'm going to log out. I also have 2 window managers installed and Qtile, and you probably don't want to install a window manager unless you're technical. If you're coming from Windows 10 or 11 and you're not that technical, you might not want to install a window manager. Now this is called Qtile. So this is all keyboard driven. Your mouse doesn't work. Well, it will work in your apps, like when you have your web browser open or any other apps open, but your mouse doesn't work on the desktop. It's all keyboard, right? So I'm going to open up Helium and I'm going to hit enter. Okay, so now we're in the Helium web browser and I'm going to close it. I'm using my key bindings and I'm going to open up Nemo. Okay, and we're in our file manager now. Okay, any of the apps that we opened up in the other desktop environments that are installed here, you can open them up here as well, right? I'm just going to open up my terminal and I'm going to do an htop. So now we can see we're running at 500 megabytes of RAM. It's a lot lower, eh? Not bad. So now I'm going to close out of here and we're just going to get out. And I'm going to open up my hamburger menu and we're going to go to the awesome window manager. I'm going to click it on. I'm going to put my password in. And now we're in the awesome window manager. And the awesome is a little more friendly. We have 9 workspaces here. Now we had 9 workspaces in Qtile as well. And but you have your mouse. You can use your mouse. Right click it. And I'm going to put on htop. And again, in the awesome window manager, we're using about 500 megabytes of RAM. So the awesome window manager and the Qtile window manager use the same amount of RAM. Very similar, right? And we can close that. And you can see we have our 9 workspaces here, which we had in Qtile. We have our temperature, 9 degrees Celsius. We have our date and our time. And we have this. We can open up, let's open up our file manager, Nemo. And there's our file manager. I don't have only office in here, so we open up only office. I could do mod key, the super key, the Windows super key and the P, and I'm going to type in only office, and we can open up our office file program here. Okay, click that on, and there we go. And I can close that and open up the Word document file, our program, the Word document app. Okay, and also we have the PDF program here too. Open up a PDF program. And let's see, so I can close this PDF program. And I also have a separate document viewer program that I showed you when I was in Cinnamon, but I didn't open it. And this is document viewer. It's in dark theme, but you can open up PDFs here in this as well. And like I said, all the apps that are installed on the system, you can use regardless of whether you're in Qtile, the Awesome Window Manager, Cinnamon, Gnome, or Kde Plasma. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my terminal. You could just go here and open up the terminal. I'm going to open up Xterm. And like I said, I have 3 display managers in here, or 3 login managers. So I'm going to turn on another one. So I'm going to do, I'm going to shut sudo. I'm going to disable Lightdm so it doesn't start when we reboot the system. I'm going to put my password in. And I'm going to enable Sddm. Okay, and now I'm going to reboot. And actually, you don't really have to reboot. You could just start them. But I'm just going to reboot. There we are. Now this is Sddm. So it's a lot nicer looking. It's more modern looking than Lightdm. And of course you put your password in here, right? So you could, at this point, you could go to sleep, restart it, shut down. If you click on here, and I hope you can see this, click it on. So we can log into Gnome on Wayland or Gnome on Xorg, Plasma, Kde Plasma, Qtile, Awesome Window Manager, or the Cinnamon desktop, or Qtile down here. So this Qtile on Wayland doesn't work properly, but you could click it on here and go into Qtile. So I'm going to click on, let's go back into Plasma. Let's put my password in. Okay, so that's how that works. And there's also another display manager or login manager installed on the system. I'm going to go here. So now I'm going to type in this command, put my password in, and now I'm going to type in this command. And we're going to start GDM, and now I'm going to reboot again. So now this is the display manager or the login manager called GDM. It's also modern looking and nice. And if you click on this and go down here and click on this little icon here, And if you see my pointer is working kind of funny, it's a virtual machine problem. This won't happen in a bare metal computer. Now we have our list and we can see we're going to log into Gnome. But again, so we can log into Qtile. Oops, I didn't want to do that. We can log into Qtile, Plasma, Gnome, the Cinnamon desktop, or the awesome window manager. So I'm just going to go back into Plasma and I'm going to put my password in. And now we're back in the Plasma desktop environment. And I'm going to click this on. I'm going to go log out, click on your name, and then click on this icon here. And we can go back into Gnome because that's where we started. Now we're in the Gnome desktop environment, which kind of does look like macOS. And that's it. In this video, I tried to show that Arch Linux doesn't look anything like macOS unless you're using the Gnome desktop environment. Now the thing is that in macOS, you can't configure anything. Oh, sure, you can change your wallpaper. You can install different apps from the Apple Store. And you can move your icons from one page to another page. And you can, I think you can turn on a dark theme or a light theme, and that's about it. But in Linux, and especially in Arch Linux, you can do whatever you want. You can install all kinds of apps. You can install different desktop environments. You can install various window managers that use less RAM and less system resources. And like the system I just showed you, I had 2 window managers installed, Qtile and the awesome window manager, and I had 3 desktop environments installed. Gnome, Kde Plasma 6.5, and the Cinnamon desktop. And you can see all the apps I installed are available to use in all those desktop environments or those 2 window managers that I installed. The sky's the limit as far as customizing your computer and making it look and run the way you want it to work. So Arch Linux is not like macOS. And I think that if you're coming from Windows, you probably would want to use the Cinnamon desktop or KDE Plasma, because those 2 are very much like a Windows XP or a Windows 7. And the KDE Plasma is very modern looking. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am the Linux Mench.